Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome to our Amazon.com Expiring and New Sellers Meetup event. Yeah, we are very happy to have you with us today. So this is our very first in-person meetup event, and I'm very great that the turnout is very good. Yeah, thanks for your taking time out to really come here and interact with us. So we really hope that you will enjoy the event today. Yeah, so first up, maybe just do a quick run through in terms of what we're going to do in terms of the workshop today. So we're going to start with a workshop by our Amazon account manager, Ichen. So she will be going through the basics on selling on Amazon, the perfect jumpstart launch book, selection, and also FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. Next, we have our featured guest speakers, Lish and Lala, they are here in person to join us to guide you through profit margin and selecting the right product. And we will have a Q&A session. Then afterwards, we will actually break you into two groups, depending on the stickers that you have, the green and the orange. So those with the orange stickers is meant for sellers who are not yet registered on Amazon. We just want to bring you through the registration guide so that you know exactly if you want to start on Amazon, these are the things that you need to do. And for the green stickers, we're going to bring you through listing guides. So if you already have an account with us, I think the next step is really how do I list my products. Yeah. And I think the last segment, we're going to have this very exciting lucky draw. So if you can, later you can find out more about how to win like the Amazon exclusive merchandise that we have for you. And you can also stay on to do some networking, and we do have prepared some snacks and refreshments just outside. So as and when you feel like you're hungry or you're thirsty, please feel free to make yourself comfortable by going outside to take some food and drinks. Yeah, okay, so without further ado, maybe just one last part. If you would like to join our Facebook community, this is an exclusive Facebook community for Philippine sellers. So what we aim to do here is really we want to bring together inspirational, motivated sellers to really share knowledge with one another, talk about the challenges, and we are here to guide you on this journey with us. Okay? Yeah, so without further ado, we will start. I will pass the mic over to Ichen.
Yeah. Hi everyone, so excited to see all of you guys here, and I think I spoke to some of you earlier on. I think I haven't managed to speak to everyone. Later on, you can catch me if you want to learn more about selling on Amazon during the networking session. So just to quickly introduce myself again, I'm actually the account manager for Amazon Global Selling. We are focusing on helping new sellers like yourself to launch across to the North America marketplace. So this includes Amazon.com, which is the US marketplace, .ca, .mx, which is Canada and Mexico, right? So the purpose of my segment this time around is for me to share some top FAQs from what we are hearing from sellers. Of course, there might be more questions that you have. So at the end of the presentation, do fill up the survey so we know what kind of pain point you're facing, what kind of programs you need, and what kind of support you need from us for us to better support you in your selling journey. Okay, so today I'm just going to go through like 4 top FAQs. So it will be just how do I get started, how do I decide what to sell, how do I deliver my products, and also are there any incentives I can tap on. Okay, so how do I get started? So regardless of whether you are an existing business with no product or a business with an existing product, we do have this Perfect Jumpstart and Launch Guide book. Basically, it's like a 90-day launch plan that we have gathered after speaking to our seller ambassadors, knowing like what are the key things you need to take note of in order to get you started. So you can actually start scanning the QR code here so that you'll be able to get access to this guidebook. So this is kind of like a journey you'll be able to see in a guidebook. At every step of the way, for instance, like creating Amazon seller account, researching what to sell, creating a first product listing, etc. We all have useful tutorials in order to guide you through this entire process. Of course, after you get your first Amazon seller account, if you're on professional selling plan, I'm happy to share that you'll be assigned to an account manager. So it'll be myself or 2 other colleagues who are not here with us today that will be able to assist you on your selling journey to help you to launch quickly on Amazon. Okay, so quickly on how do I decide what to sell. So first and foremost, I just want to share that US marketplace is our most mature marketplace, right? So almost all the categories you can think of, you're allowed to sell. Just take note that if you're trying to sell in restricted product categories, for instance, grocery, toys, those that require compliance documents, you'll need to be a professional seller. So that means that you need to be on a professional selling plan. Okay. So to quickly just go into the more interesting part, which is how do you decide what to sell. The reason why I'm sharing about this is because a lot of sellers, even when they get a seller account, they still tell us, hey, I'm still researching what to sell. I don't know what's the best selection to bring in. Like, what should I sell to get higher profit margin? So we actually is happy to share that we launched this tool called the Opportunity Explorer, I think around late July last year, so that we will be able to provide like Amazon data to sellers to help you better decide whether this product that you want to sell has a sales potential or not. You'll be able to see things like the conversion rates, also what's the average selling price, and I think 100 over matrix. Don't worry if it's too complicated. We actually have a definition and also what each matrix means. And of course, if you want to get access to more data for this particular category, because this tool has just launched, there's actually a button for you to request for more matrix in order for us to continuously improve this tool. So apart from that, we also heard that some sellers use Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. Unfortunately, I'm not the expert in that. Hopefully, you can invite someone to share more about this next time. But I'll just go more into Opportunity Explorer this time around. Right? So to give you a brief summary of the timeline, this is like a few things that you will be able to find out when you use the Opportunity Explorer. So typically, customers always like to search, right, on the search bar, like what they want to buy. So usually, they already have an idea what they want to buy. For instance, like steel water bottle. Then you'll type it in. So we actually group all of these searches into this thing called a product niche, right? So for instance, you want to sell steel water bottle, you want to sell a baby feeding bib, you can actually type it into the Product Opportunity Explorer and you'll be able to find out for this particular niche, how many, what's the sales potential, what's the average selling price, in order to gauge like what is the kind of profit margin you'll be able to get, and etc. So one good thing is you might be able to discover some unmet demand after you deep dive into the tool. So especially for those products that have like high searches, maybe they are lower conversions. It means that maybe this product, like people are unable to find the right product existing on the current marketplace. So hopefully in future sessions, we'll be able to share with you more best practices on how you can use this tool more effectively. But of course, in the guide or the playbook that you scanned earlier on, there are some basic tutorials for you to get to know more about this tool already. So how to get access to this tool? You need to be on a professional selling plan and you'll have free access to this tool whenever you want. Okay? Yeah, so this is kind of like a quick snapshot of like, for instance, dog costume. What is the sales potential score? It has like the launch date of the top selling product. What is the click count, click share? What is the total reviews, customer ratings, etc. So there are like a lot of metrics across products, search terms, insights, and also trends. So one interesting thing that I really want to share is that we actually came out with a new tab late last year. It's actually called the Customer Reviews Insights. Because when you want to sell something, you don't want to just sell the exact same thing. It will be so competitive. So how do I bring in better products to win existing sellers that are already selling in the current marketplace, right? So this is a super useful tool. It actually tells you for this popular listing, what are the negative reviews and what are the positive reviews. So you make sure the product that you want to sell have all these positive reviews, all the things that are noted there. For instance, outfit for women, it must have the correct fit. Then over here, they actually have the negative review snippets, right? So people say things like, oh, the quality is bad, or the size is smaller than expected. So these are the things that you need to take note of when you actually do research and development, or even decide what kind of product you want to sell in order to better suit the US customer demand, right? Another way on how you can actually decide what you want to sell is actually looking at our site rankings. We do have a couple of categories like bestseller, new releases. They are updated quite frequently, like every hour, daily, etc. And you can find them easily on the Amazon.com website. So to have a glance of what products are already selling well, just click into our Amazon website and the respective categories at the left side menu in order to see what are your top competitors, what is selling well, etc. Okay, yeah. So we actually also created a blog article on some tips on how to find the right products. So the 4 key things over here. So firstly would be the category guides. So Southeast Asian sellers usually, based on what we are selling to the US, we actually came out with 10 category guides that tell you what exactly you should sell. For instance, face cream, maybe it should have SPF functionality and etc. So it's really in-depth for the top 10 categories. Do click in to download them. We do have product research tools, which includes a tutorial of Product Opportunity Explorer, which I just explained. There's a tutorial over there. And also links to the bestseller list, the site rankings that I shared in the previous slide, and also other helpful resources. Yeah, maybe I can put this over here so that you all can scan quickly. But don't worry if you all don't manage to catch all the QR codes. When you fill out our survey towards the end, we'll send you an exclusive PDF guide that has all the links that we just shared. So don't worry actually. Okay, so the next part will be how do I deliver my products? So there are 2 key ways on how you can deliver. Firstly, it will be fulfilled by merchant. So what it means is whenever you receive an order on the Amazon.com marketplace, through your Seller Central, you have to fulfill all this order one by one. That means you need to reach out to your logistic provider, purchase maybe a stamp, choose whether you want to air fry, sea fry in order to send it over. Then it will take 8 to 14 days. So that's for processing of order. Then you also have to handle your own customer service. So whenever people ask questions about your product, right, you have to reply them within ideally 2 days. If not, it might affect your account health rating. And the third one would be returns. So let's say if customer return their product, right, you actually typically have to provide a US return address, which many of you here wouldn't have, which is why I would like to introduce Fulfillment by Amazon. So Fulfillment by Amazon, in summary, usually what I tell my sellers is literally having a logistic partner or your logistic intern situated in the US, helping you to handle everything that I just mentioned, including processing of orders, doing customer service, replying to all your customers 24/7 in local languages, and also handling returns and exchanges. So let's say if people return a particular product, then our fulfillment center will actually look at it. If it's in good condition according to some criteria, then we'll put it back to your inventory and you'll continue to sell. If not, it will be marked as defective. Right? So we help you handle everything. So it offloads you on the logistics side, and all you need to focus on is advertising, merchandising, knowing when to participate in our campaigns. So FBA really helps to offload a lot of things. So here are just 6 key benefits, which I think I talked about a few. Maybe just to highlight a few more things, I think maybe I'll talk about the Prime members. So many of the customers in the US are actually Prime members. They like to receive their products within 2 days, right? Especially if you're selling something that is really competitive, for instance, like home products. So if there's another seller selling the exact same thing and they can receive that product within 2 days, why would they buy from you and receive in 14 days? So this is one of the key benefits of FBA. And on top of that, if you're on FBA, you get a Prime badge. So all our Prime customers like to filter by the Prime badge to see what are the products that they can get fast. And of course, during key events like Prime Day, it's exclusive only for FBA products. You will not be able to participate if you're not on FBA. So actually, FBA is actually one of the key success factor if you want to do cross-border e-commerce. So it's something that you all need to seriously consider about. Yeah. So the next part will be how to create an FBA shipment. I will not go into much detail. I'll just talk about like the 6 key steps. All you need to do is, firstly, you need a seller account. You need to create your product listing, what you want to sell. Then you will need to make sure that you set it as a FBA fulfillment channel. Then we have a few tutorials to guide you through on how you can create a shipment plan on Seller Central. It's only 3 steps. And after that, you will need to find a logistic partner to help you get them sent to your assigned fulfillment center. And you just wait for it to be delivered. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's enough about FBA. Are there any incentives I can tap onto? Because selling cross-border might be quite daunting, it might be quite expensive. So here are some incentives that Amazon have actually refreshed from 1st March this year actually to help you offload some of these expenses. It's called the new seller incentives. So there are 3 key pillars that we can actually help you with. So firstly is for brand owners. So what I mean by brand owner is if you have a registered or pending trademark filed, like let's say in the US or like in Singapore or with WIPO, if you have a valid trademark, you can enroll into brand registry and get a 5% bonus of your first 1 million in branded sales. 1 million, but there's a cap at $50,000. And this will help to offset all the referral fees that are coming in every month. So you will be deducted directly from all your expenses every month. Okay. On top of that, we also do give some Vine program benefits. So Vine program is actually a reviewer program that helps you gain some of the first few reviews for your product listing. When you buy things online, you want to see how reliable it is, you look at the reviews. So Vine program actually allows you to reach out to some of the credible Vine voices that are vetted through by Amazon for them to leave some quality reviews on your product listing ethically. Basically this is only exclusive to brand owners. Second part will be some FBA benefits. So if let's say you're sourcing from China and shipping directly from China, you can leverage on Amazon Global Logistics and we'll give you $200 off. If let's say you're sourcing from, let's say, US, we do have some $100 Amazon Partner Courier credits as well for you to offload that cost. So it really depends on where you are sourcing your products from. For now, we are offloading the expenses for sourcing from China and also from US. Yeah, there's also more benefits that are covered under the FBA New Selection Program. For instance, like you get free storage for 30 days for a few ASINs, and also you get free removals and free liquidation for selected products. Yeah. So later on in the PDF guide, when you all finish the survey, there will be a link to the detailed incentive page so that you can take a look in depth on like what we can offer. On top of that, we have another pillar on product promotion. So we do give some sponsored product credit credits as well as coupon credits to help you offload like some of your advertising costs and also like promotional costs. So this is kind of like the package we have. Yeah, actually this is more detailed, but don't worry, you can actually have a look at it when you receive our PDF guide, but feel free to take some photos if you want. Yeah, I'll leave it here for like a few seconds. Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that I want to highlight is we do have a dashboard. So once you create your seller account, you can actually track what are the benefits you're eligible for, and also how many have you redeemed already in order to track the status. Okay, yeah, these are just some common FAQs, which I think I briefly highlighted earlier on already. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think that's all for now. If you all are interested to find out more about selling on Amazon, feel free to hit me up later on during the networking session, yeah, or during the workshop itself. Okay, I hope you guys have learned a bit. Thank you. Yeah, give us like maybe a few seconds to set up the chairs.
I think I'll stand because I can control. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. So right now we are moving on to the next segment. I think this is one of the also very exciting part of the workshop, which is to have a fireside chat with our speaker here, Lish and Lala. The topic today is really about profit margin and selecting the right product. So I think for the start, I'll just pass the mic over to Lish and also for Lala to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lish Aquino, and I've been helping Amazon sellers since 2018, and it's my personal mission to build brands and transform lives through the power of selling on Amazon. So thank you.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. So I'm Lala. So I've been an Amazon seller since 2019. It started with my passion. So I have 2 kids, and my goal that time is to find toys that would lure them away from their iPads. Okay, so that's when it all started. And until now, I'm still selling the products which I launched way back, and then I added some products on the same category. So thank you.
Okay, let me move on. So I think one of the most common questions that you always receive, right, from sellers is how much does it cost to sell on Amazon? So before I hand the mic over to Lish and Lala to share their perspective or also their experience on how much they invested, I'll just do a very quick run through in terms of like the different cost breakdown for sellers who want to sell on Amazon. So I think very quickly, the first one is on the selling plan. So there's 2 plans, the individual plan that goes by 99 USD per unit sale. So it is actually based on the quantity of the products that you sell. And the other one, the professional plan, is the one that costs $39.99 USD. So that's the plan that Ejan shared earlier. If you would like to unlock the product opportunity tool, and also to have like account management support for your first 90 days, you will have to sign up for the professional plan. Yeah, and there's also a referral fee depending on the product category that you are selling in. The fee will range around 6 to 15%. And in terms of the fulfillment fee, right, it really depends if you are using fulfillment by Amazon. So I think earlier Ichen shared about the benefit of going through fulfillment by Amazon, where we take over all the heavy lifting for you, so you can focus on really building your customers, improving your products to meet the demand. And lastly, it's just the other costs that you can factor in based on like running promotion, participating in our big tier 1 events. Yeah, so maybe I'll pass on to Lish and Lala to share their perspective. Maybe Lala, you want to share first? Lish first.
Okay, when I started way back 2014 and selling on Amazon, I borrowed money from my sister. I started with 40,000 pesos. So I launched a product, and it's a scarf. It's a scarf, and it did not go well. I borrowed again money, and then I launched another product, and it did not go well again. That is for 2 years. I decided to be an Amazon VA. I saved money. I think that's 150,000 pesos. So 2016, I capitalized the money again for 150,000 pesos. And then that product found is a winning product, finally. So the 150,000 pesos break down for basically all of the fees here, including other costs. So I think what's not to add something, you also need budget for photo, for if you're gonna hire a virtual assistant, if you're gonna hire a graphic artist, if you're gonna get a sample of your products, and a lot of costs. So I highly suggest that right now, if you wanna start selling on Amazon, you should be able to at least have a capital of 150 to 300,000 pesos. That is for 2 batches of product. So your first product, you're gonna launch it on Amazon, and when it's gonna sold out, at least you're gonna have a buffer for your second batch of product. So I think 300 is enough right now. So yeah.
So okay. So when I started on Amazon in 2019, so I'm still working that time, so I'm employed. So I have a savings of about $2,000. So I spend it all on Amazon. So I found this product that is really very a classic item or a classic toy, and it's been around for like 2014. So I discovered it in 2019, and that time there are only less than 10 sellers. Okay, and what's good about that product is that there's a lot of improvements that I can do. So I produced 1,500 units. So because my forecast is that I'm going to sell 500 units per month. So the stock is good for 3 months. The reason why I did 3 months worth of inventory is because you have to consider the shipping time and the production time from China to USA. And another thing you should avoid, if your product is really selling well, avoid out of stocks, because once you're out of stock, you're gonna lose all your keyword rankings. So going back, so it wasn't a perfect launch. So 1,500 units arrived in the US and I cannot sell it. Amazon emailed me that my product belonged to a gated category because it's under toys. So I don't have all the laboratory tests for the toys. So I can't sell all 1,500. So I emailed seller support, and I can't get the right answer from them. So I was about to quit on the 6th email because I did everything I can. I also spent like $1,000 for the laboratory testing, and still they won't approve it. And I don't know, they won't tell me the reason. But a friend of mine told me, you should just try it. Emailing the seller support is unlimited, so just try it. And good thing I listened, because on the 7th email, they ungated my product. And so that was like, I started selling May of 2019. And since it's a toy, so luckily, during the birth seasons, it really sold well. So my initial investment is like around 2,000 to 2,500 US dollars. Come January, Amazon credited 14,000 US dollars in my bank account. So that's the time when I had the opportunity to launch another product the following year. But of course, after that, I also have another product which failed. So it failed, but for some reason, because the product is in a very competitive niche. But still, I'm still on Amazon because it gave me a lot of opportunity, and the earnings that I had for the past 3 or 4 years, hindi siya matutumbasan nung nakukuha ko as an employee working in a 9 to 5 na job.
Thank you for sharing, Leisha Lala. So maybe just to also share that Jungle Scout, one of the service providers, actually did a survey, like thousands of Amazon sellers worldwide, to see how much they actually spend when they got started. So this is just like a rough guide, to show that actually different sellers, they have a different starting capital. It really depends on your strategy, because I think if you have heard what Lish and Lala shared, their story are very different. So also not to worry. We do understand that selling on Amazon is going to be a long journey. It's not just a one-time investment, and definitely we are here. That's the reason why we are organizing all this event, to really help the Philippine sellers to find success on Amazon. So it's through a lot of hard work and determination. I think Lish and Lala will agree that they have failed several times before they found the right products. But in a way, what we can do here is we do have the right formulas, like the data, the content, or even success story of other sellers worldwide that we can share with you to adopt the right strategy, so we minimize your risk of failing. So moving on, just to share quickly in terms of like how much money do I need. So if you can just there's just an example in terms of like breakdown of what are the required costs, the recommended costs, and the extra costs. So this is just for your reference. And very quickly, I think the next very interesting topic is how do I calculate my profit margin for my business. So we do have a very generic gross margin calculation here. So I'll just pass the mic over to Lish and Lala again for them to share their thoughts in terms of how much they think will be a good gross profit margin.
Okay, I agree with the 30% gross margin, but if you can go higher, go high as 40%, if that's possible, because you still, you still have room for your PPC or ads on Amazon, and you're gonna need a lot of margins for the sale, if you're gonna do some coupons and promotions and reviews, so there's a lot of added costs. If you can go for 40%, better.
For me, 30% is the most common profit margin, but I think it depends on the sales velocity of your product. So let's say if your product is selling 100 units per day, even if your profit margin is just 10% or 20%. That's 100 units. But if your product is only selling 10, 20 units per day or even 5, so you need to have a bigger profit margin. That's it.
So I think when we move on to the next topic is then how do I sell on Amazon? I think that's a question that you always receive, like I really want to sell, like how do I do it? So we do know that majority of our Amazon sellers, they actually manufacture and brand their own products through this business model called a private label. So maybe right now I'll just pass the mic over to Lish and Lala for them to share their stories on how they become a private label sellers on Amazon.
Okay. So, when I started in 2019, I have my own brand, but it's not yet trademark registered. For some reason, syempre, I have to get the profit first. And then, the very thing that pushed me to have my brand registered in USPTO is because other Chinese sellers are copying the product and the brand. So the process is pretty straightforward since there are agencies abroad who can do all the documentation for you, and the cost is about $1,500 to $2,000 to have your product registered, your brand registered in the US. And what's good, once your product is or your brand is registered, you get all the benefits of Amazon brand registry. So you can like have your own storefront, and you can have links if you have a different product categories. So and also some of the features in Seller Central Professional account will be unlocked if you are brand registered.
Yeah. For me, there's a long guide on how to sell, specifically on how to sell on Amazon as a private label seller. But maybe what I can share with you is what are the benefits of being a private label seller compared to other what's this format or business model, because there are different kinds of business model on Amazon. You can have online arbitrage, wholesale, or private label. Online arbitrage, if you don't have enough capital, it's like drop shipping. I know you're familiar with drop shipping, right? You can also do that on Amazon. So as much as probably 10,000 pesos, you can already start selling. So what we will do is just to, list the product, and when someone bought the product, and then you will ship it, typically, yung ganon. That's online arbitrage. But the problem with that is that you will keep on getting new products. You will keep on researching for a lot of products every day. And that's tedious. You don't want that. Di ba gusto natin semi-passive income, right? So that's not what we want. With wholesale, it's really good because you can just probably contact a wholesaler, a big brand, for example, Avent or Nike, and you can get a bunch of their product, sell it for a retail price, and then you're gonna earn from that. The problem there is that other sellers can do it too. If you can do it, then other sellers can contact that wholesaler too, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find another wholesaler again. So that's gonna be a problem, and we don't like that, right? So what we want is to build our own brands so that we can have enough margin and nobody can copy our product. We can trademark our product, we can dictate our price, and we don't have to research product over and over again. So since 2014, do you know how many products do I sell? I only sell 2 products. Yeah. 2 products since 2014. So imagine that. Because I'm a private label seller. Yeah. So, that's it.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think that's very useful tips. Yeah, so over here, I just pause the screen here. We do have like very generic tips for selling online successfully. So if you would like to find out more, you can scan the QR code to read up more about this. Yeah. So moving on, I think one of the last questions is also, how do I then select the right products to sell? So over here.
So ito, you can take note of this. So, how do you find potential products? So, sobrang daming categories, di ba? Tapos sobrang daming product na pwedeng ibenta. And what's good with Amazon, as compared with our local platform here, Amazon kasi it's data-driven. So, you're minimizing the risk of losing money if you know how to read the data. Okay? So first, finding the potential product, so you can use a software. So as mentioned earlier, so there's Jungle Scout, there's Helium 10, and if you have a professional selling account on Amazon, so you can use the Product Opportunity Explorer for that. And then, so how do you read the minds of the Americans or your target market, which is Amazon.com, so which is in USA. So you browse in Etsy. Okay? Kasi doon makikita niyo yung trends, kung ano ba yung hinahanap ng mga tao. And then, pwede rin kasi you can look on the new product releases. So, that could be on Amazon, pwede rin sa Alibaba or sa ibang online selling platform available. And then, pwede rin, if you want, you can attend the Canton Fair sa China kasi sobrang daming products mong makikita doon. And sa TikTok rin. O kaya kung meron ka ng partner na broker sa China, pwede mo silang itanong kung ano ba yung mga emerging or parang top-selling products dun sa time na yon. And from that, so you have a list of products. Kasi you won't settle naman for just one product and launch it, di ba? So you have a list, like siguro 10. And then that's the time you do keyword research. So when you say keyword research, that's the time you're gonna use the different softwares available in the market. So yung mga software naman yon, so Product Opportunity Explorer, free naman siya kapag professional selling plan. Pero if you want, there's Helium 10 and Jungle Scout. So yung paggamit naman ng mga software na yon, meron din naman silang sariling tutorial na pwede kayong mag-guide. And then, so meron ka ng shortlisted na product. So, ito na yung mga susunod na kailangan mong tanungin sa sarili mo. So, the first question is, does this product fit your budget? Okay. Kasi you have to consider how much is the landed cost of that product pagdating sa US, di ba? And then, tatanungin mo rin yung sarili mo, yung expected ROI mo or the selling price. Kasi pwedeng i-factor in mo na lahat, landed cost, PPC or sponsored ads, and then other marketing campaigns. Pero paano kung yung cost naman ng product mo sobrang layo dun sa competition, sobrang mahal mo. So yun yung i-factor mo na after makuha mo yung final price, dapat dikit ka pa rin with the competitors or the competition. And lastly, and ito yung minsan hindi natitignan parati is the aggregate search volume of the keyword of the product. Kunwari, ano bang product? Bigay kayo, wooden spoon. Ayan, di ba, wooden spoon. So, ang gusto natin, if we're selling on Amazon, we want to sell a product na maraming klaseng keywords. So, kunyari, wooden spoon, green wooden spoon with spatula, meaning dapat at least merong 150,000 to 100,000 search volumes. Kasi ibig sabihin, even if there are other existing sellers na, kung makakuha ka lang doon ng chunk, let's say, ang goal mo lang, I just want to sell 10 units per month. Kasi ang top seller, hindi mo naman i-goal agad na mag-sell agad ng 200. So gusto mo lang 10. So yun yung mga dapat yung i-take note when doing or looking for the winning product ng Amazon.
Yeah, thank you, Lala. Actually, that's a very good point. And to add to her tips, siguro I would say, who's watching YouTube influencers here in Amazon private label? Right? You're searching a lot in YouTube. There's a lot of free tips on how to find the right products, right? So my tip is, don't believe them. You know why? Because the problem right now, Amazon is a very competitive market already. Have you heard? I know you heard of that, right? So they have the same list of criteria on what to sell. And you don't want to compete with all the millions of sellers who's also checking all that, also have that guidelines. So what I'm trying to look at right now, kasi it's very effective if you're selling on when way back 2014 or 2016, but it's not effective right now because there's a lot of gurus, a lot of influencers, a lot of tips, a lot of free, YouTube videos. And what they're going to say is find a little product, find something in this category, finding the bestseller, that's all common. So you don't want to do that. What you're gonna do, you're gonna find a product that you're really passionate about. Because if you're really passionate on that product, start from building a real serious digital marketing way of promoting the product. What do I mean? I mean, really establish the brand through social media, magtsatsaga ka talaga for email marketing, and you're gonna really promote it, you're gonna find influencers, and you're gonna have dedicated time for you to establish that brand because you know it and you're really passionate about it. So after that, you're gonna sell it on Amazon, and for sure, if you're passionate about the product and you're competing against sellers, for example, in China, who's also launching the same product, you will be the one who will get the bestseller. Why? Because they're just doing it based on science, based on data science, but you are doing it based on your passion. So, yeah. So that's one tip on how to select a right products, because there's a lot of lists, but I think the most common the misconception the misconception right now is because when Lala and I were starting, our motto is do not marry your product, right? Do not marry your product. If your product is not viable, forget it. But right now, it's not applicable. If it's not applicable, yan. So I know that you have a lot of questions, and later we have Q&A for that.
Thank you, Lish and Lala, for sharing. So I think what we have here before we enter the Q&A session is more like the tips for choosing the right products. So maybe what we want to highlight here is like the segment on the products that may be difficult and the products to avoid. Yeah, if you like to read more about these tips, do scan the QR code over here. And also not to worry, because I understand that a lot of you will ask that if we can send you the PowerPoint presentation. If you are registered for this event, we are actually doing the recording. You will have a copy of this recording, so you will not miss out on any of the content. Yeah. So after I will move on to the Q&A segment. So over here, we just want to open the floor. If you have any questions pertaining to studying online, or you have questions for Lish and Lala, please just raise out your hand and I will pass the mic over to you. So anyone? Questions? Okay, that's three. Okay, please remind me. I'll just pass the mic around in sequence. Yeah. Do introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Jade. I have a question for, is it possible to send, if we have the products inbound here in the Philippines going to US, is it also possible?
Should I stand there? Hello, surprising question for me. So regardless of where you are sourcing your product from, be it whether it's in Philippines, India, Vietnam, Singapore, anywhere, as long as you can find a logistic provider that helps you ship your product to the fulfillment center, you can sell. Yeah.
Where in the US?
Where in the US? Okay, we have over I think 20 over fulfillment centers. So how we decide which fulfillment center you'll need to send to is actually automated by Seller Central. So it will depend on let's say maybe the category you are selling in, whether it's perishable or not, then you will determine which fulfillment center has space and also has the capability to hold that. So it's totally automated, we can't control that. Yeah. Okay.
Anyone else? Questions? Over here. Okay.
Hi, I'm Joy. Yung question ko for Ms. Dala, yung nabanggit mo is, you started from 500 units to 1,500. Parang 500 units, di ba ma'am? Ganun ba? Ano ba yung minimum inventory sa one SKU?
Sige.
Alright. That's a good question. Kasi per SKU, per product, iba-iba yung yung demand, okay? So usually you will search using the software that you have. So you search for the top 10 to 15 sellers. So doon makikita mo kasi si seller 1, this product A selling for 100 units. Product B selling for 80 units. Same product na kunwari wooden spoon. Product C, 50 units. Product D for 40. So it's up to you kung ano yung goal mo. Okay, kung gusto mo bang tapatan agad yung si product A na 100 units, pero for sure parang that's impossible kasi pag sa unang salang mo with Amazon. So doon ka, tignan mo yung ibang SKUs or ibang sellers na very weak yung product. Then that's the time you do your product improvement or innovation. Para you parang take the shares or nanakaw ka ng shares dun sa mga hindi masyadong performing or bad ang review ng mga product. So ako, nag-decide ako, so based dun sa forecast ko, may ilang sellers, so yung mga top 4, top 5, top 6 to 10, yun yung I targeted those sellers. So I made an improvement dun sa product ko. So instead of getting shares directly from the top 1, I'm getting shares from the other sellers. Ganon siya. So it's up to you to analyze the data. And from there, so ang forecast ko is just 500 units a month. Kasi yung top seller, 2.5 eh. So hindi naman din ako magto-2.5 agad. So that's 500 units a month. And I made sure na I have enough stocks for 3 months para ma-protect ko yung rankings ng keywords ko kasi ayokong mag-run out of stock. Ganun siya. So depende sa data. Depende din sa data mo.
Yeah, maybe you're gonna keep at least 100 units on your first product because if you're gonna choose private label, ma'am, alright, because what you're gonna do with the private label is usually you're gonna put a brand on your product And if you're gonna put a brand, most of the suppliers will not allow you to put a brand if it's just below the minimum order quantity. Usually it's 100 pieces and above. So that they can put the product, have a customized packaging for you if you want to put it in a special wrap. Yan. It's minimum of 100 usually.
Thank you. We have a question there.
Hi, I'm Karen from Lumi. So, we've already created our account and we're able to successfully upload our products. But we're currently having a problem with the hazmat review. So, maybe we can get tips po paano mapabilis yung pag-process. Kasi I think more than a month nang naka-hazmat review yung products namin.
I guess this question is for Amazon, right?
Yeah, I think let me come into the frame. Typically, you'll get this hazmat review, let's say if you're selling like dangerous goods, right? Firstly, we just want to share with you guys, if you don't know whether your product is dangerous goods or not, we do have a guideline, and also you can try listing your product and you can search to see whether it's classified. Typically, like those, like battery, things with batteries are like dangerous goods, explosive, etc. So if you believe that, or let's say you have the documents to prove like these are like not dangerous, basically, we do have this like hazmat exemption sheet that you can fill out when you head over to our hazmat and dangerous goods page, right? To better help you with it, actually, if you are having a new account, you should have an account manager. You'll get an account manager to help you look at your particular product that you are selling to advise you further. Yeah, I think that will be better because different categories have different use cases and how we can help you to get that approved. Yeah.
Okay, due to time constraint, I think we can only take like one last questions. So if you have any other questions, right, do follow our Facebook page. Post your questions there. We will actually answer it and benefit the others followers on the Facebook page also. So just one last questions. I'm going to go by 1, 2, 3. The fastest person that raised the hand. 2 more. Okay, I'm going to take 2 more. Okay, maybe we restart. 1, 2, 3. We restart to be fair. Okay, everyone please put down your hand. I'm going to count down to 1, 2, 3. The fastest 2 person will get. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it's the lady in blue and the man in red. I'll come back to you. I'll just pass the lady in blue.
Hello, good evening. So, my name is Crystal and I am from Amazonation, student of Miss Lish. I am a virtual assistant po. And then currently, I just recently opened my Amazon seller account so that I could be able to become a seller. So my question is, using the tools po kasi, di ba kapag nagpo-product research, to identify the market, you have to see the sales. And then the competition is for the reviews. So napapansin ko kasi yung mga other data, lalo na sa mga malalaking brands, they don't have the data of the sales. So I just wanted to know if you have an idea bakit po ganun, kasi I'm also curious. Because those are the things that I am encountering, and at the same time, since those tools are paid, but they are not giving the data for the market demand.
It's possible, baka FBM yung.
FBM po.
So if it's FBM, you can see the data. But
Okay, looking to the lucky guy here.
Hello.
pero pwede niyang tingnan.
Hi, Lish. Ruby says hi. I'm actually Carlos from Pioneer. So I have technically 2 questions. One is pointed with Amazon and the other one is with the both of you. So seeing that we have a recession scare in the US, do you have any plans of expanding your businesses to other Amazon storefronts? And for Amazon, how if they plan on selling to other Amazon storefronts, what is the process? Is it similar or is it totally different?
Okay, so I think we will cover the Amazon questions first before we go to Lish. Sorry. Amazon questions in terms of like, just to understand your questions correctly, you're asking if they would like to expand to other marketplaces, right? How do they do that?
Let me get back into the frame real quick so people know I'm the one speaking. Yeah. Okay, so one good news is if you register for a selling account right now, you'll be registered across all the different marketplaces and you only have to pay one subscription fee. So it's like $39.99, but you get to sell in all the Amazon marketplace. So it's really great. And you don't have to go through the seller identity verification. So that's one good thing. At least you get your account settled. So specifically for US, you'll get an account manager if you have a professional selling account. But for the rest, the different marketplace, they have their own account management style. So you may or may not get. I'm not too sure about that. But at least if you are selling in the US, we'll be here for you. Yeah.
Maybe the question for Lish, right?
Well, all of our partners in Amazon US doesn't believe in the recession, unfortunately, because there's still a lot of demand. And I think right now, most of the factors, of sales going down is because everything is going back to normal. Maybe just because of that, with regards to Amazon selling, but not really the recession. So, if it's recession, then I think it's an opportunity for us to really invest and put our products on Amazon so that when it goes back to a post-recession period, still we have already our foot on Amazon.
Okay, thank you everyone. So I think before we go to the breakout session, right, I just want to pause here, like stand a chance to win an Amazon merchandise. So help us by filling out this very short survey to let us know what you think about the event, what kind of content you would like to see, so we can actually organize more such event for you. And if you have any other questions that we couldn't answer them today, please do join our community group. Feel free to post your questions there. Our team will actually get back to you on that. So I'll just leave it here for a while. So I think we would like to get pictures with everyone. So maybe if you want to join in for a group photo, please proceed in front. Yeah, we are going to take a group photo together.